Thanks for tuning in to my gaming podcast, Gems in Gaming, where I play various games and tell different stories about my life, experiences, wisdom, anything to help inspire and encourage others. You were born with the ability to change someone's life, and you should never waste it. If you enjoy, please like, comment, or subscribe.
Kingcayne.
Alright, what's going on, y'all? So, this might look familiar, this particular map, because we did do this before. I can't remember the topic of the Gems in Gaming that we did this before. But I think it is relevant for me to continue with this today because I wrote this down to do this particular topic before. I think I was going to do it last week. I ended up doing, I can't remember, what did I do last week? I ended up doing a different lesson, but today this is going to be an important conversation and relevant because of something that I've experienced recently, and I'm sure many people experience all the time. So today is about staying true to you. Stay true to you is probably going to be the title. Stay true to you. Why is this important? Let's talk from a lighthearted standpoint. Let's talk from what everyone experiences probably in school or even at work, if I'm being honest with you. And that's peer pressure. That's right. If you listening, you don't have a career right now, and you hear me say, even at work, there are people who are pressuring you to do things. Yes, that never goes away. That never goes away. Peer pressure will be alive and well for the rest of your days. And it's different stages, different levels, new devils. So it's different stages every single time you move up or you change environments. When you change environments or you move up, it's going to be new people. Those new people are going to have their own way of doing things, which is honestly probably the way that they were taught or the way that they were convinced or pressured when they got to that level because they said, hey, this is what works. For me, the reason I say that this is relevant today is because you guys, if you have been listening to Gems in Gaming before, you know that I have really started my spiritual journey about, let me say, a few years ago. And I've been getting on here talking about it, right? Every lesson that I've learned, how I'm getting better at it, things that I've experienced. And it's funny because I do this open on the internet, putting it on YouTube, but I'm doing it alone in my office. So it's not like I have anyone challenging me when I'm making this content or saying these things. Obviously they have the option to say something. People have the option to say something on YouTube, but for the most part, I'm not listening to what anyone has to say when I make this content, right? Like, I'm just out here making content, trying to make the best content. The reason I don't listen to what people have to say is because I want the content to be as authentic as possible, right? Like, for example, if you grew up in church and you're in the church community, the churches require you to act and appear a certain way. I'm not saying this is the case for every church, but this is the case for many. And that to me isn't authentic because I need people to know, like, when I screw up. I need people to know when I'm learning lessons. I need people to know I'm human. Essentially, I think that's important if you're claiming to be this type of role model, that you are showing people that you're human and you mess up just like them. Now, what I learned recently, but since the beginning, when you tell people that don't have your best interest in mind, when you tell them that you started a spiritual journey, you tell them that you started serving God, you tell them that you're reading your Bible more and you're learning more about the Word and everything, what do you think most people who are not your friends but who aren't happy with you going on that journey, oh my goodness, what do you think most of them do? Right? Most of them try to test you or say stuff like, hey, don't you remember when you used to, or how are you a God-fearing person when you, all right? The reason I say that example specifically is because I don't know. I mean, people know me. I'm not popular, but people know me and they know what I get into. They know about my business and they know things. So I'm hooping. Another basketball example. So I'm hooping, and I'm hooping with somebody I'm not necessarily fond of. Obviously, you can't really pick the people you playing with on your court, but because I play in a private gym, I typically see the same people. And in seeing the same people all the time, people know what I get into. People know me. People know stuff that I do. And I can't really remember how the scenario played out, but the one dude was upset, which isn't unusual for this particular person. So one guy was upset based off of the defense I was playing on him, which is basketball, right? Like, it's fair. Ain't nobody mad about that. But he then proceeds to try to demonstrate how I was playing defense on him. Now, me personally, if we not friends, even with my friends, like, yo, don't touch me. That's how I feel. And, in the context of a basketball game, it's a contact sport, so it makes sense. In the context of it's dead ball, there's no plays, the play's not live right now, and you're just trying to demonstrate something like we buddy, don't do that. So I'll let them know, like, yeah, don't touch me. All right. Then it goes to say, I thought you were a God-fearing man. Boom. This is when people will try to test you. All right. So this is, oh my goodness. So this isn't like how I was using the example of peer pressure. This is when people can't pressure you to behave a certain way and you tell them that you're doing your own thing, they'll test you to see how much you are, how confident you are in it, and how far and willing you're go to prove that you're actually this thing that you say that you are. When I said that I was an entrepreneur, right? People checking and seeing everything that I'm doing, right? If I'm wasting time, like when I was doing YouTube, I think I promoted gyms and gaming once, and people are like, how are you starting a business and you're gaming? How does that even make sense? Right? Like, people will really challenge you and test you to see, okay, you say that you're this thing, prove it to me. All right? That's what people are saying. Prove it to me. Now that to me is so silly, because you don't have to prove anything to anyone but yourself, just to know that you should be the only one to know that, hey, I can do this, I'm willing to do this, and I'm going to prove it to me. I was doing the gyms and gaming when I was playing Fallout, and I was talking about my workout and how I said when you shoot in an empty gym and it's just you have to essentially calm yourself every time you miss a shot. You have to walk and get a rebound. You have to know that it's you versus you. All right, it's not the stuff that people say, because when it's you in the empty gym and you're playing scenarios in your head, or it's you in your bathroom practicing an argument that you haven't even had yet, like when it's you, it's like, ooh, if this person say this to me, or I'm gonna say that, ooh, you just like practicing in your head, right? That person's not even there. It's literally you versus you, and you're manifesting that you're manifesting, negative interactions in your head before they even happen. And I'm guilty of it, so I'm not judging you. I'm just letting you know You know, this is important mentality to have, that is you versus you, because there's going to be people out there who will really try to test you to see if you really who you say that you are, and that they don't matter. Straight up, they don't matter. Oh, too early. You matter most. Why? Because you're the person that has to execute. No one can execute for you. No one can do anything for you. You have to be willing to do it yourself. Think about it. We're in the internet age right now. You know how much information is out there with all of the technology that we have? And do you know how many lazy people still exist? How many uneducated people still exist? Because even though they have everything that they need at the tip of their fingers, they still don't execute. They don't put in the work to try to learn or try to better themselves. But we all have the same options and resource to do so. All right, like people waste time, but you can look up time management. All right, people want to learn different languages. You can do that right now. It's a podcast on Spotify. I can't remember the name right now. I wish I could. I've been listening to it. And they teach you different languages in a very convenient way, because it's right on Spotify or it's right on any streaming device that you want or that you have. You can listen to the podcast every time that you drive, every time that you do anything where you're essentially wasting time. You have the option to just learn right there. I think my bishop would call all of his drives, as he would say it, car university, because you can learn something new in the car every time you get in, because we have all of these different resources. Let's say you like basketball. You can listen to so many different podcasts now from professional basketball players talking about how they approach their workouts, how they think of the business, how they do this, how they do that. All right. So it's up to you to execute. So if you're focused on what other people are saying, then at that point, it's you not executing. All right. It's you messing yourself up. So I would hear comments like, I thought you were a God-fearing man in the gym, and instantly in my head, I'm like, yo, I am. But the fact that I told somebody that I was, and they said, hey, well, let me see if you really are, man, that's straight out of the oldest playbook in the world. If you really this, then prove it. Then prove it. Who y'all think do that in the Bible? If you really this, then like there was a story of the devil tempting Jesus to turn stones into bread or something like that. If you really like that, then do this. Now I know I take a lot of stories metaphorical. Regardless, I understand the concept. Basically, if you really that guy, or if you really this, or if you really that, then prove it. All right. So what is that? Oh my goodness. So what is that lesson that we're learning here? That people don't believe in themselves, or don't believe themselves, and then they try to test you to see if you really that guy, then prove it, and do this, and do that, and say this or say that. Right? And I took it offensive. I'm like, yo, I am that guy. It ain't nothing you can say to make me doubt that. I'm gonna stay true to me, but just because I am God-fearing, that don't mean I'm man-fearing. And don't touch me. It has nothing to do with my Savior. It has everything to do with me setting boundaries with you, letting you know not to touch me. Don't do that. And people think, or in my experience, it's like people think like, oh, he say that he serves God now, or he say that he found religion, or he say that he has peace, or he say that he's even Little stuff that you do, like you're married now. Women will try to test you. Other dudes will try to test you. It's like when you trying to do something to better yourself, man, miserable people will try everything in their power to make sure that you can't have that. And they'll try to test you straight up. Straight up. That's what I'm saying. Stay true to you. You know, I'm talking about my faith, but it truly doesn't matter what it is that you out here doing. If you're doing something positive, people are going to test you. Now, for me, I see that as the enemy, right? I'm not sure what the non-believer would view that as, but regardless of how you view it, it's true. It is 100% true. No matter what you're doing positively, there is going to be someone out there who's trying to test you to make sure that you don't continue to do these positive things. How whack is that? How whack is that? Like, let's be real. That's so corny. But that's what miserable people do. They want you to be miserable because they're miserable. And that's real. All right? You don't have to, you know. Yo, he's about to finesse that. You know, you don't have to prove anything to anyone but yourself, and that's real. Oh, that, and that's real. So now that you know, regardless of what you do, regardless of what you say, now that you know people are gonna test you, you have to be mindful of that when you go out into the world or when you announce anything that you're doing. Now, me personally, I'm an open person. Some people are laid back. They're not gonna say anything to anybody. They just gonna go out and do it. My best friend is like that. My boy Dre is like that. He ain't gonna tell nobody. He's just gonna go out and do it. And I respect that. But that's his personality, and I understand that. I'm not like that. You know, when I have a declaration, I'm making sure people know, like, yo, this is my declaration. So basically, don't get in my way. This one I'm doing. All right, I'm starting a business. Some people quietly plan there and mastermind their strategy, everything that they're doing. I'm letting you know before I even do it, yo, I'm going out, I'm making my own business, I'm leaving my corporate role. You know, this is what I'm doing. Not everyone is like that. And that's great for those people. So it's easier for them to stay true to themselves, I suppose. I'm sure the test is still the same. But once you start announcing, you know, once you start announcing who you are, people are going to try to test you. They're going to try to take it away from you. I don't know why. It's like people just that miserable. They just my sister tells me, hey, misery loves company. She's like, misery loves company. Don't get it twisted out here. Like, you know, not everyone, if you want to see the best for people, not everyone wants that for others. You know, misery loves company, but positivity loves company too. Oh my goodness. Positivity loves company too. I'm letting you know from experience. Like, when I start learning stuff, I'm definitely not keeping it to myself. For what? For what? Especially, and again, like I said, we're in our internet age now. You know how much stuff is out there? How much? Okay, that's not moving. You know how much stuff is out there for people, and people not going to say anything to you and let you know, like, hey, there's help for you. They'll listen to your whole story. They'll listen to you struggle, and they got the solution, and they won't say anything. And like, I don't want him or her to benefit off of stuff that I knew. That's to me is mad corny. Mad corny. Now I see why I didn't finish this in the last Gems and Gaming. Oh my goodness. Oh, the kids today play Crash Bandicoot? I'm sure they play different platformers because we were playing Ori the other day. Or not the other day, like honestly a year ago, but the video started to come out for our Ori playthroughs. But, yo, platformers, man. This is so fun. But yeah, you know, look, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I would love to be patient and kind and graceful like Jesus in every scenario. I would love that. I'm gonna tell you straight up, that ain't me. I'm not there. I'm not him. He's him. I'm not him. And I'm not even gonna pretend and tell you that I am. like him. I'm not even close. Not even close. If we talking about prophets, so prophets are people that tell you about the word of God. If we talking about prophets and Jesus is the GOAT, I ain't trying to compare myself to the GOAT. But I'm gonna tell you straight up, just because I'm out here, trying to spread good joy and cheer, that don't mean I'm sweet. That's just not how I'm from. I'm from where I'm from for a reason, and the lessons I learned out there is when people feel like they can walk on over you, they'll continue to do so. They'll continue to do so. The coolest lessons I learned about Jesus is I was just learning about when he was like go out into the world and preach and stuff like that. He would, oh my God. He was just smooth with it. He was like a smooth talker. He was a smooth talker. Like he would give people parables and they knew exactly what he was talking about and they would shut up. This dude asked me, I thought you was a God-fearing man. I said, I am. And I said, that's just like Satan to say something like that. Like, I thought you was this, I thought you was that. So I asked him, I said, so who you worship? He got quiet. I mean, honestly, what can you say to that? Like, you kind of set me up to talk about my faith more. So for me, I'm not the one. There are plenty of people that don't mind that type of banter. Oh my goodness. I'm not him. It's things I don't play about. I don't play about God. I don't play about my family. That's not a joke to me. Like, it's real life, and some people out here, they don't have anything that they stay true to, so they will mess with anything and everything. All right, like I have no need to care about someone's I have no need to care about someone's opinion on whether they think I am this thing or not, because the moment you start setting expectations of what other people should be when they say something, that's the moment you limit yourself. That's the moment you limit interactions, relationships, everything. The moment you have expectations on how other people should be, you are setting yourself up for failure in terms of the mentality and loving care that you should have for other people. That's real. Is this gonna be the second video in the row where I don't finish this? Because I'm getting to that point where I'm like, all right, that's it. Oh man, that's crazy. That's why it was called Sunset. I forget that I didn't see the title, but Sunset something, because it was, as soon as we got up to the top, the sun was on. That means how long have I been here? I've been losing this thing so long. We're just gonna skip everything and just go straight to it. But yeah, y'all, like, y'all gotta stay true to you. And like I said, when you doing anything positive or when you sharing good cheer and joy to people, like, people gonna try to test you. And for me, it's like, for what? For me, it's for what? Like I say, even your relationships, they gonna try to test you. Even if you're not married, if you dating somebody, they gonna try to test that too. Because no one wants, like, when you happy, no one wants to see you. No one wants to, or not no one, but people who are not don't want to see you with what they don't have. I don't know what it is. I don't know why. I mean, I have a good idea. Like I said, I believe in spiritual, so I know it's spiritual warfare out here. I know people don't want you to be happy, but it's not them, right? It's not them. It's not that they don't want you to be happy. It's just that this world is cruel, bro. Straight up. So when they are told and taught a certain way, to think a certain way and to feel a certain way, when you come with your positive vibes and your positive attitude, they don't know how to deal with that. Think about, if you don't want to be around negative people all day, you think negative people want to be around positive people all day? No, it's the exact opposite. It's the exact opposite. People don't want to deal with who they're not, if they're not around like-minded people. But if you want to change your mentality, then you have to change your environment. You have to change people who you're around. If you're around people that don't encourage you all day, and people around just discourage you all the time, they think it's funny, they think it's cute, they think it's just a joke, like this guy said to me, then you got to change your environment. Straight up. And if you change your environment, you'll start to change your mentality, you'll start to change your habits, you'll start to change, even your circle will begin to change. Let's say you're in a negative environment, now you want to be in a positive environment, and you go to one. Now you start hanging out with positive people. And now positive people are encouraging you, telling you, hey, you can do something, you can do this, you can do that. Now look at that. Now misery is alone, looking for company, and now look at you thriving because you changed your environment, because you stayed true to you. Man, don't ever let people test you out here. Don't do that. I'm around a lot of people all the time. And a lot of the times when I get around groups that I know typically are attacked by religious groups, so let's say by Christians in particular. When I see people that are attacked by religious groups, but Christian groups, oh sweet. Let's say like gay people, for example. All right, they're attacked. Probably. I don't want to say the most, but very often for sure. And then they meet me, and they think instantly like, oh man, you're not gonna like me. You're gonna think I'm this or I'm that, or you're gonna also tell me I'm wrong, bro. I don't have time for that. Yeah, we about to take an L here. We about to take an L here. This is crazy. I don't have time for that. I don't have time to be judgmental. One, who am I to judge someone else? Like, who's to say what I'm doing is right and perfect? It's the reason I love my faith so much is because it teaches me that I don't have the ability to throw stones. I don't have any credentials that are worthy enough to judge another person and feel validated for it. When when me and my wife talking and I say something, she'll and it doesn't sound like positive, it sounds very judgmental, she'll instantly tell me, like, I think you're being judgmental. And if I say something where, it makes sense, and she's like, yeah, I totally see that, like, that makes sense. We just keep it real with each other. So I don't have the credentials to be like, yo, what you're doing is wrong. Listen, I can only tell you the lessons that I learned, and I can point you in the right direction to look at those and learn those same lessons and validate it for yourself. But I am not about to be the one out here telling you I know it all, because that's cap. I don't even want to. I don't even want to, for real. Like, that must be exhausting. Knowing everything or feeling like you know everything. You can never be wrong. Everything you say is right. Everything you do is right. Nah, I ain't got time for that. That's exhausting. I'd much rather know that I'm flawed. I'd much rather know that I'm not gonna know everything. That makes it easier to stay true to myself, because my whole religion is based off religion. Hate using that word, but you guys understand the point. My whole belief is based off faith. So when I can't trust, when I'm not allowed to trust myself, it makes it easier for me to be myself. Because now I know, I'm gonna mess up. So let me go out here and mess up let me mess up free. Shoot, if you gonna mess up regardless, ain't no point in being timid. If you gonna mess up regardless, ain't no point in pretending like you not. You know you are. You know you're gonna screw up. You know you're not perfect. So don't even pretend. What's the point? So that's why I try not to be judgmental out here. I judge people based off of their actions. You can't even judge someone off their character. Remember, I have my business is about career coaching. And we do self-assessments and we let people know that there are so many different types of personalities out here and so many different types of people that you might not get along with a certain person, and it's not necessarily based off of who they are as an individual, but 100% based off your personalities clashing or the way that you guys communicate with each other. You know, all of those things could play a huge role in how you're communicating with each other, or you know, how you communicate with other people. You know, all of that is very real. And oh my goodness, I never understood this pattern. I swear I just walked like forward straight through. And we got one life left, so we don't make it, bro. We just don't make it. I screwed up. No, I didn't. So you know, with that being said, I stay true to me, because I know I don't take myself as serious as most people take themselves as serious. I aim for goals and I try to achieve them. If I don't achieve them, I'm not gonna, you know, defeat myself and tell myself I'm worthless for not achieving these goals. But the fact that I try, I'm gonna give myself a lot of credit for that. Let me see. Okay, we're oh no. We had it. All right, it's the last one, y'all. Oh, but I think it's. Oh no, I thought it was an extra life. It's just a mask that I'm definitely gonna need. So yeah, y'all. So stay true to you, man. It's real. It's real. People out here testing you, and they gonna continue to test you, and it's never gonna stop. It doesn't matter who you are, what stage you are. It's never going to stop. It's always going to look different at the next stage, but you're going to already know just from moving through life and just from leveling up through each new experience. You're going to know, you know, exactly who is for you, exactly who's not for you. You know, who's trying to peer pressure you into do things or say certain things or make you look weak or test your faith, whatever the case is. You're already gonna know who those, you know, you're already going to know that those people are going to exist, and they're gonna try you, and they're gonna continue to try you, and they're gonna forever try you, and you have to stay true to who you are, regardless of that fact. Because they're always going to be there. They're coming for you. Happy October, by the way. Here in the States, a lot of people like to put on costumes and get free candy. I'm personally, obviously, I'm not like... Bro, obviously, I'm not like into Halloween. That's not my swag, but... you know, y'all be safe out here this year. Don't be taking candy from people you don't trust, bruh. Y'all be safe out here. You know. Oh, Kelly and I have done stuff called Spooktober. So I need that life. Am I gonna risk it? Because I have no idea what's after this part. But you know what? YOLO. What's this? Okay. Yeah, me and Kelly do things like it's called Spooktober. We might do, I think, Little Nightmares this year. I am not personally. I am not looking forward. I'd be nervous as heck on those suspenseful games. We did Outlast. I had to block out one part of Outlast. It was a little sacrilegious, bro. My Christian eyes, I couldn't watch, but no, my lady loves the spooky vibes. It ain't me. I can't do it, bro. I be nervous. My homie likes spooky stuff too. People like spooky things, man. Hey, look, this is what I mean by Oh wait, is all of those gonna blow up? Oh, they try to get me. This is what I mean by, you can't be judgmental of people. Like, some people just like that. Obviously, you gotta use your own discernment to see if it has a hold on certain people that you care about and that you're concerned with. But for the most part, you gotta worry about people that like certain things just because you are not a fan of it. And that's something that I learned in life. That's something that I learned in life. I just pay attention to the signs. If I think it's starting to be detrimental, I might say something. I might speak up. But for the most part, I just learned that people like what they like. Can't really judge them for it. Because it's not like very inviting for people if you are always commenting on stuff that they do. But when you speak up when most other people around them wouldn't, they also do remember and go like, this person kept it real with me, so I can trust them with more realistic stuff, right? So that's has nothing to do with staying true to you, or I guess it does. Stay true to you, but don't judge other people for what they do, for how they come across. Like I said, you can't have any expectations on people. The moment you set expectations on how people should be, you are limiting your relationship with those people, and you're limiting your own mentality. It's kind of like politics, right? If you say every single whatever political affiliation you can think of, every single left or every single right person behaves this way, that's incorrect. That is incorrect. And majority of the time, when you can bucket somebody, they're considered a extremist. And when you start to behave in a way where you start to limit people how they should be and how they should act, they become an extremist. It's a very, very dangerous, slippery slope to go down, because it's hard to get back up. And once you started to nurture your mentality to think a certain way and say that other people should act and think a certain way, it's hard to break out of that mentality. But oh my goodness. But if you stay true to you, you don't really have to worry about the peer pressure of other people trying to tell you how to behave. So just be mindful of that. Yeah, this is so much fun. You see how much fun I'm having? I've never had this much fun in my life. Oh, we're so close to this. It's cool that I let me not say anything too quickly. I was about to say it's cool that I finished this though, because I didn't finish it in the last run. We still playing with these circles. Oh my goodness. Let's get it. This has to be it. There's a checkpoint, y'all. Who made this? Who made this? Is the final boss coming up or something? What's popping, bro? All right, hold up. All right, hold on, y'all. We got this. Oh my goodness. But yeah, man, let's talk some lighthearted stuff, because I think we're at the end of this. At least I hope we're at the end of this. It's just moving a little faster right here. I just would assume the end is near. At least that's my hope. So just on some lighthearted stuff, man. Y'all take it easy in this coming up October. Remember to always have discernment. Was that my last play? Okay. Remember to always have discernment when doing things. Going out, take it easy, That's pretty much, my thoughts and lessons for you. Take it easy this October. Take it easy the rest of this year. You know, y'all check on your people too. They say that December and during the holiday seasons is a lot of depression. So make sure you check on your people. A text message is not a bad way to start communicating, but you know, if you can get them on the phone, definitely talk with them, check out with them. But as my guy Crash gets beat up by all the Christmas boxes that's coming this year, all the delivery. But shout out to everybody, because there are a lot of people who are going to be able to work because holiday seasons get really crazy. So that's great. But yeah, y'all, we made it. Y'all take it easy and God bless.